So the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II is a very clever wee beastie indeed. In fact, there's nothing wee about it at all. It's freaking enormous, and it is absolutely stuffed full of very smart features indeed. And if you're lucky enough to have enough cash to splash on your very own Xperia 1 Mark II, well, good news. This is a great starting point because I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your Sony sausage-shaped smartphone with some of the best features packed inside. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Now first up, customizing your Xperia 1 Mark II is nice and straightforward. What you'll need to do is just long press on any spare bit of desktop space and this will pop up this dinky wee menu here. And for me, you can quickly and easily change up your wallpaper, for instance, to any photo that you've got stored on your smartphone, including anything you might have downloaded from online. And if you haven't already realized, yes, I am really big into my geeky anime stuff. You can also add a strong selection of widgets to your smartphone desktops. Otherwise, if you dive into home settings, you've got a small selection of options to play around with in there. So for instance, if you want to clear up some of your desktop clutter by getting rid of that pesky Google search bar that's slapped there right at the bottom, then just give this little option here a tap. And if you want to, you can also ditch that Google Discover feed which pops up when you swipe right from your main home screen. Now, as much as I love that funky 21:9 design on the Xperia 1 Mark II, I've got to say one-handed use in the easiest. Stretching up to that notifications bar or anything towards the top end of the screen is an absolute lesson in futility. Fear ye not though, because Sony's wonderful one-handed mode is on board to help. If you dive into the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II settings and then go to display, you'll find the one-handed mode down at the bottom. Just tap advanced and then scroll down and there it is in the interaction section. And once you switch this on from the settings, all you need to do to activate the one-handed mode is double tap that home button down at the bottom on the navigation bar. But what happens if you get rid of the navigation bar and use swipe gestures instead? This is the proper Android 10 navigation system and you can set it up by going to System, then Gestures and then System Navigation. This completely ditches that navigation bar and now it's a nice smooth bit of swiping to get around instead. So for instance, swipe from the left in order to go back a bit, swipe up from the bottom in order to go back home, and swipe up and hold your finger there just for a second in order to access your recent apps. All well and good, but without that navigation bar we can no longer access the one-handed mode. But thankfully, of course, that isn't actually the case at all. You can still access that one-handed mode, but you'll have to do it using the Sidesense feature instead. Sidesense is basically just a series of shortcuts to your most used apps and also features like split screen, do not disturb, and thankfully that one-handed mode. Now you call up the Sidesense bar with a quick double tap of the edge of the display, but I found in the original default settings I was really struggling to actually get it to work. Thankfully there is a workaround. If you find that you're struggling too, then just dive into the Sidesense settings with the top of this little cog down here. Otherwise you can do it straight via the settings menu as well. And what you'll then want to do is go to the configure touch position option. You'll see this is set to automatic by default. If you switch it to manual, you can play around with all kinds of stuff. Hopefully you make out these tiny little bars either side of the Xperia 1 Mark II screen. Those designate the sensitive area used for the Sidesense double tap. And as you can see here, you can change the actual length of them like so. And you can also change the exact position of them as well, so you can have them as high or low as you want, so they rest exactly where your thumb is going to tap. However, the option that really helped me out was this one here, operate on inner edge of screen. I found with that activated, I was much more easily able to call up that Sidesense menu. So definitely give that a try if you're really struggling. And once I'd played around with those settings, thankfully I found I was able to call up Sidesense first time, every time, no worries. And if you still find that you're really struggling with that Sidesense double tap gesture, well, no worries at all. What you need to do is long press on that spare bit of desktop space and go to widgets, and then scroll down to the very bottom and you'll find in there a Sidesense option. And then all you need to do whenever you want that Sidesense toolbar to pop up is give that a little tap. And while you're actually in that Sidesense settings menu, it's also worth checking out the gestures section. This allows you to set a shortcut for sliding your finger up or down that little sidebar area. So for instance, I've got it set up so if I slide my finger up or down that bar, it then automatically enters one-handed mode. Don't even have to go into Sidesense. Job done. Now, like most Android flagship phones, the Xperia 1 Mark II comes with a nifty bit of always on display action too. And you can set this up by going into the phone settings and then diving into appearance up near the top, and then it's the ambient display always on display option. In here you can set it up exactly how you like. So for instance, when to actually show the always on display mode, always on is the default, which is exactly what I like. You can see whether to show new notifications and any music info on there as well while you're busy listening to a streaming service or whatever. And you can also set your very own photo there as a little bit of extra art. You've got a small selection of quite random efforts there to choose from. Otherwise you can just dive into the photo section and choose one of your own, something of your family, your loved ones, or again, geeky anime anime stuff. And then if you choose to have the always on display constantly active, that will pop up as soon as you put the phone into hibernation. Now it goes without saying that one of the very best features here on the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II is that gorgeous, stunning 21:9 4K resolution display. Definitely one of the best ways of taking in a movie on the go. And once again, of course, if you dive into the settings and go to display, you'll find that it is fully customizable. Your first part of call should be the very top option here, image quality settings. And here you'll find some of the very best features, including Sony's Creator Mode, which was introduced on the original Xperia 1. This is powered by Sony's own Cine Auto Tech, and it basically allows cinephiles to watch supported flicks with the exact same picture settings as the director's final edit. It's quite geeky stuff, but if you're into your cinematography, then it is definitely well worth a look. Photographers, on the other hand, will definitely want to check out the white balance controls instead. This gives you full manual control over the color temperature. So for instance, you can see exactly what a snap is going to look like when you print it on a certain tone of paper. And it's also well worth playing around with if you simply find the Sony Xperia 1 Mark II's display, the color temperature a little bit too warm, a little bit too cool, although I found on that default setting it was perfectly fine. And of course, as this is a Sony smartphone and a flagship phone at that, it's no surprise to see the PS app back in action. Once you've signed in with your PlayStation account, you can get a good bit of remote play on the go. This basically allows you to stream your PS4 gaming session to the Xperia 1 II's gorgeous screen over your home Wi-Fi, so you can play in bed, while you're on the bog, whatever you fancy. And of course, this experience is definitely one best enjoyed with Sony's official clamp accessory, so you can attach the phone directly to your DualShock controller. This makes it so much easier than precariously balancing your Xperia wherever you can. And also the Xperia 1 Mark II actually allows you to play Android games using that DualShock controller, giving you a bit of an edge over the competition. Pairing up your DualShock controller with your Xperia 1 Mark II could not be any easier really. All you need to do is press and hold the PlayStation button and the share button at the same time. And that will put the DualShock controller into pairing mode. Then all you need to do is dive into the Bluetooth menu on your Xperia 1 Mark II and select the wireless controller and get it connected up. The controller will then be automatically recognized by the likes of Call of Duty Mobile and then used immediately in game. And I've got to say, using the DualShock controller in the likes of Call of Duty Mobile just feels like a massive cheat, because there's the opposition running at you, basically staring at the floor, the sky, blasting off shots that go miles wide, and there's you putting in your precision headshots, 2 to the chest, 1 to the dome, job done. But you know what? I'm old, my reactions are knackered, I need every advantage I can get, so I'm alright with it. And if you like your bit of Android gaming, then definitely get on board with Sony's fresh updated Game Enhancer feature as well. This is a handy wee hub for all of your installed games, so you can launch them up in a jiffy. And you'll notice as well when you actually load up a game that a little Game Enhancer icon pops up in the top left corner there. And if you give this a little tap at any point, that will load up the Game Enhancer menu, which is absolutely stuffed full of great features and tools to help you get your game on. And of course, having a floating icon thing there isn't really ideal on really busy games like PubG, Call of Duty, things like that, but no worries at all. What you can do is you can go to menu type and change this to pull down bar. And with that done, you'll no longer have an annoying floaty icon thing getting in the way and distracting you. Instead, all you need to do is swipe down from the top edge of the screen, and there you go, all those features pop back up. As for the actual features themselves, well, for instance, you've got the game mode where you can select your preference between performance and battery life, although to be honest, the Xperia 1 Mark II is such a powerhouse that you don't even need to worry about that. But one feature that you'll find in this section that's really good, a fresh new feature from Sony, is the HS power control. Now, that's great news for anyone who's absolutely addicted to the likes of PubG, Call of Duty, or whatever. If you're playing for hours on end, of course, the battery's going to dwindle. You might be tempted to plug it in and get it charging while you're gaming, but of course, that can be bad news for the battery because it can really overheat. But with that HS power control feature enabled, what will happen is the battery won't actually charge when you plug the Xperia 1 Mark II in. Instead, that charge will just trickle through and just keep the phone powered up instead. As a result, the battery doesn't get super hot, and therefore, hopefully, there'll be no long-term damage. I'm also a big fan of the focus settings because that allows you to knock off any notifications that might otherwise pop up and completely distract you. Well, you can also disable features like adaptive brightness, which might screw up your game, and of course a bit of Sidesense as well. In here, you'll also find a handy quick search feature as well, which is really good news if you're stuck on a particular level of something. And if you want to show off some of your best kills or whatever as well, you've also got the option of recording your gaming session up to full HD resolution, and you can also activate that front camera and turn on the microphone if you want to get a bit of commentary and all that on the go, complete with actual levels and everything. It's a really in-depth, really nicely thought out feature. And last up, of course, besides that gorgeous display, one of the better features on the Xperia 1 Mark II is the very professional camera tech. And of course, coming along with that is the Cinema Pro and the Photo Pro apps, which allow you full manual control over those optics. However, I won't bang on about Cinema Pro and Photo Pro right here. I'm doing a dedicated camera review and full-on guide, so definitely go check that out for all you need to know about those two apps. And there you have it. There is my Sony Xperia 1 Mark II tips and tricks guide to hopefully highlight some of the better features found in Sony's latest 2020 flagship smartphone. But of course, if I've missed off your own particularly favourite feature or tool or whatever it may be, then definitely slap it down in the comments below. And for more on the latest greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers everyone, love you!